Okay, good morning. We are live. It is July 8th, 2025. Holy cow. July is just flying by. As you can see at the bottom there, we are going to play Connections. We're going to play the mini Crossword. We're going to do the Wordle. We're going to play Strands. We're going to play Letterboxed. And I hope you'll join me because this is just a lot of fun. We just get together and play the puzzles together. So thank you. Let's dive in. Let's do it. Let's just go right to it. All right, the Connections puzzle today. I see fling, key, carpenter, bench, pin, candy, major, thing, mirror, legend, affair, code, scale, password, locker, and relations. Okay, so I don't know if this should be the first thing that came out, but I saw a fling, an affair, maybe relations. Is it like inappropriate relationship? A fling, a thing, maybe? Okay, yeah. Liaison. All right. Hey, good morning, Callie. Um, so the title today, I said Happy Prime Day for those who celebrate. Um, if you are an Amazon Prime member, you get certain perks and good things if you order and ship within these couple days here. I thought I would be funny. Just say, for those who celebrate, as if it was like a religious thing. And it's like saying Merry Christmas if you celebrate, just being silly. If you know, I guess. Okay. Locker combination. Maybe a key, a code, a password. Oh, and a pin. I was going to say legend. Like how to read a map. But I think it's a little more straightforward than that. Something entered for access. Really thought that was the green category, but okay. I thought that was going to pop up and be green. Okay. How about bench, locker, mirror, and scale? These are things that you might find in like a locker room. Seen in a locker room. There you go. Legend. Major. Carpenter. Is this like Karen Carpenter? Johnny Legend? I think we had Johnny Legend come up once. And then Candy. Yeah, John. There we go. John Carpenter. John Candy. Oh, I missed that, man. John Candy. John Candy was slated to be Shrek. He was going to be the voice of Shrek for a long time. And then, wasn't it right when he passed away? And then the studio executives came in and asked Michael Myers. Oh, man. John Candy. All right. So we nearly did this one in rainbow order. Yesterday we did it in reverse rainbow order. We got pretty lucky there. The yellow was liaison, right? It's flings, right? An affair, a fling, relations, and a thing. Those are pretty foofy words. It's a one night stand or a fling, a get together. Who knows? Blue is something entered for access, right? Type in a key code for your garage, a key, a password, or a pin. I got so many stupid passwords for so many stupid places. Just within my work, I have 4 different passwords. Some of them kind of cross over from one thing to another, but oh my goodness, too many things. And then scene in a locker room was the green, right? You see a bench, all the lockers, maybe a mirror and a scale, showers, stinky, sweaty men. What else are you going to see in a locker room? All right, and then these are Johns, the purple category. John Candy, John Carpenter, Johnny Legend, and then John Major. Who's Johnny Major? I don't know who that is. Maybe that's why I left it for last, because I didn't get that one. Okay. All right, let's play the mini. We'll dive in, and we will start a solving. Oh, wow, there's no blocked out letters. It's all a 5x5. So every single word here is going to be 5 letters long, down or across. Okay, concern for dentist and nuclear physicists. Cavity. Atom split, fission. I don't know. We'll come back. Get married in a hurry. Elope. The world's all-time best-selling book. Oh, probably the Bible, right? Donut shape mathematically. Oh, it does have, isn't it called a torus? That doesn't fit. Taurus? I don't know. We'll come back. I think a donut shape is called a torus, but we might be spelling it wrong. Secret collection. Stash. Right? Like, I might change some of these. I don't know. A Lannister always pays his blank. Oft-quoted Game of Thrones line. I'm so sorry. I don't watch Game of Thrones. Never did. But I would assume it's debts. Lannister always pays his debts. Poet T.S. Eliot. Sometimes you double the L or double the T, like Elliot James. I almost said McRae. No, just Ray. Elliot James Ray. I think it's 2 L's. Hisser with a hood. Ooh, yikes. Cobra. Best possible test grade. Best possible test grade. Why am I not thinking of that? Oh, I know it. I know exactly what it is. Best possible test grade, A+. Okay, see, in my district, we don't give A+. The highest is an A. You get what you get. Oof, that makes me cringe. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Concern for a dentist and a nuclear physicist. Decay. Oh, that's so clever, right? Nuclear physicist counts the half-life of atoms, and then the dentist is looking for the decay in your teeth. Oh, that is so funny. Okay, and I was spelling it right. Well, I knew what it was. I wasn't spelling it right. Something donut-shaped mathematically is a torus. I was spelling it all wrong. That was the problem. I was just spelling it wrong. Oh, hey, Sander, how you doing? Sorry, I was so engrossed in the puzzle. I didn't even see that you had chatted. Good to have you. Purple Crown means you're the one that has chatted in the most this round. I know. I have a very weird school district. There are a lot of things that I don't enjoy about them. I really they've had some kind of crazy ideas, and sadly, instead of saying, "Oh, that idea didn't work," we double down and then do it bigger for longer. And I'm like, no, 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 no. It didn't work. It's not working. And then so sometimes they will take the ideas of others and sort of amalgamate them into this, nobody asked for this, nobody asked for this. We mush them together. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, yeah. So Sander, to recap, we just barely played the connections puzzle. Here, I'll go to the connections. We'll recap it later, but that's the connections puzzle. You're trying to create 4 groups of 4 of these random seeming words, but then there are 4 categories put together to make these words kind of make sense together. Like, what do you see in a locker room? Here's these random 16 words. What do you see in a locker room? A bench, a locker, a mirror, a scale. This one, of course, is a crossword puzzle. Typically, there are some black squares knocked out. Today, it just so happened to be a 5x5. So there are, lots of answers, but they're all five answers long, or 5 words long, 5 letters long. That's what I meant to say. And then the next, actually, we're going to go through this one, and then we'll play one of my favorite ones called the Wordle. I hope you stick around for that one because I absolutely love the Wordle. This is so clever. Concern for dentists and nuclear physicists. Decay. What a great one. That's I love that. I love that. Decay. Get married in a hurry. Elope. Like a shotgun wedding? No, you're going to run to Vegas. The world's all-time best-selling book. If you'd believe it, the Bible. There's probably one in every household. Donut shape. Mathematically, that is a torus. I was spelling it as like Taurus the bull. T-A-U. No, it's just T-O-R-U-S. Taurus. Secret collection. A stash. A Lannister always pays his debts. Oft-quoted Game of Thrones line. I have never seen Game of Thrones. I know, terrible of me. But, yeah, I knew it from however many letters were left. Poet T.S. Eliot. Hisser with a hood. Ooh, snake with a hood. Cobra. Hooded cobra. You do not want to be near one of those. I would actually just love to stay clear of any snake ever at all. Oh. Your school made a poster with Roblox. That's funny. And you paid for it with Robux. My brain hasn't loaded yet to understand this game. You know what's funny? I wake up early in the morning to do these puzzles. The only thing I do before this is drop my son off at cross country. He's got his runs in the morning. They just run while the sun hasn't fully come up yet. It's pretty smart. They don't burn up. But then I immediately just come right here. I set up for the live stream, and then I hit go, and then I just play the puzzles with you guys. Right? I don't even have the puzzles open or loaded until we're live. So if there's some blip in the internet connection, then you guys get to see that, sadly. But yeah, my brain is not fully turned on either. It's kind of part of the challenge, part of the fun. It does wake up my brain in the morning. So if you like, waking up your brain like this, then, come see it every day. Subscribe and it'll come right to you. Best possible test grade is an A+. And like I said, and like Callie agreed with me, the A+, we don't give A+s in my school district. And yes, I have a weird school district. I know full well that the school district that I am part of is wackadoodle in so many ways. So many ways. I could get fired for this, but last year or 2 years ago? Oh, I forget now. I think it was last year. Our previous superintendent, the guy that's in charge of everything, retired or moved to a different district or something. He's not here anymore. And so instead of like going out to a whole pool of people, they hired the PR guy. He was the chief of staff. And now he's in charge of the whole facility. So it's just crazy. Oh, oof, that makes me cringe. Yeesh. Oh, yeesh. How does this work? Oh, this is just a classic crossword puzzle, right? There are words that fit left and right, and there are words that fit up and down, and they just so happen to cluster nicely together to make this puzzle, and then they give you a bunch of hints, and then the hints lead back to these words, and you can sometimes, if you don't have like all of them lined up, you might have this, see the yellow ones, if you have this, and this, and this, then you can go, oh, D blank K, oh, I get it, DK, and then it works for this one, which also fits this one, so all 25 of these letters just fit really snugly together. It's great. It's awesome. I love doing the crossword puzzle, especially this mini, because you can do it, I did it in, 3 minutes and 18 seconds. It's super doable. Like, it's very, very accessible to anybody. I love that. My grandpa taught me to do the crossword puzzle. He sat me down many, many times. Just over at his house. I lived 2 doors down from my grandpa. I was super lucky. And we just, on a summer morning, just wake up and he'd get the paper and we'd just go through the press back to the funny pages and then back to the puzzle pages. And we would sit there and do the crossword puzzle together. It's just really awesome memories. My kids love doing puzzles now. It's something you pass on through generations. My dad taught me how to do a lot of even now my dad does all of these same puzzles. It's a generational thing. Started with my grandpa and then my dad and then me, and now my kids are doing it, and I just think that's really fun. All right, so we got all over those. Let's cue it up to the beginning, and then we're gonna play the Wordle. And I bet you've heard of the Wordle. Some of you guys are like, what game is this? What game is this? Some of our puzzles are a little more self-explanatory. This one is the Wordle. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chances to guess this 5-letter word. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. But luckily, I have gotten it 147 times in a row. And most of the time I get it on the 4th, which is awesome. Because of this strategy that I have. I want to guess as efficiently as I can, so I will guess 15 letters that don't correspond with each other. Like, they don't overlap in terms of words. I don't know. Let's just throw one out, and I'll show you what I mean. Like, if I do, I don't know. People hate this word. Moist. Okay, it's all gray, meaning that was no help to me. There's not any of those letters in the final word. But if I play how about rung? Okay, there's an R. There's an R somewhere. What's another non-intersecting word? A word that doesn't use any of those first letters. How about like plead? Right? So these are 15 unique letters. Whoa, are you kidding me? Okay, well, that changes the landscape. If it came up with a yellow, that would have meant that there is one, it's the correct letter, but in the wrong place, right? Like, say the E was yellow, that means the E would have had to gone somewhere else. But super lucky, we've got 4 letters, meaning whatever it is, there's some letter, and then R-E-A-D. So this could be dread. This could be bread. What else could this be? Freed. Is that a word with an F? I don't think that's a word. All right, I'm thinking this is either bread, or if it's not, it's dread. Let's try it. Okay, so it's not bread. Got it. How about dread? Existential crisis. Yes, it is. Okay. And I have a... that's so funny. Dread. Anybody with existential dread in the chat today? Is cred a word with a C? I have this tradition. If I get it all greens like this, then I take a screenshot of it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, a lot like Hangman. Yeah, totally. Yep. And yeah, that's a great way to think of it. It's a lot like Hangman. Because you only get so many guesses. You only get 6 guesses. And sometimes I'm at the bitter end. I'm like at my last guess, and I'm like, welp, if I don't get it right here, then I lose my 148-day streak, right? And sometimes, what was the word that I was at the 6? The word was poppy. But I was like, what would it be, like poopy or something? And I was like, oh, what if I lost the game and my final nail in the coffin was the word poopy? That'd be so embarrassing. But luckily it was poppy. I guess that instead. It's different every day. That's the fun part. It's different every day. And there are kind of offshoot games of this. There's hard mode, which I have not played yet. Don't pretend, Callie, that I haven't ever played it. I will play it sometime soon. I didn't put it on the back burner. Okay, I did put it on the back burner, but I didn't forget about it. I need to dedicate a day to playing some extreme hard mode or Wordle Unlimited. That's another good one that you just guess and guess and guess, one after the other. That's a pretty great one. Yeah, Hangman. Good way to think of that. Okay. Also, forgive me during the Wordle, just as a personal rule of mine, I don't look at the chat because I don't want people giving away the answer. Sometimes people are like, "Oh yeah, it's this," and I'm like, "Glad I didn't look. Thank you." All right, the next puzzle. This one's really fun. Okay, the Strands puzzle. Think of this like a word search, right? You're saying, "Oh, Wordle's like Hangman." Okay, Strands is like a word search. Except they don't give you the words. You have to go find the words. And they don't just go up and down, left and right. They snake around in any direction, right? They can go in a pattern or something. And all of those words that you're looking for lead back to a theme. And you can see at the top, today's theme is so extra. But what does that mean, right? You don't fully understand the true meaning of the theme until you've found some of the words, right? And so when you're first starting out, you're like, how are these words related to each other? I don't even know what the words are. So extra, like there's extra gum. Are these flavors of gum? Or so extra? These are like extroverted things, or these are things that somebody that is very extra does. So I like starting in corners, right? Sometimes, an SH or a DS at the end of a word or something. Or an MENT. I wonder if MENT goes together. Why do I feel like I see the word testament right here? Or are these things you would order extra of at a restaurant, right? Like extra ranch? I don't know. This one, if you see anything, shout it out. I actually love your help on this one. So if you do see things on the Strands, be my guest. I would love to hear what you think. But if you have played it, don't just give away the answer. You know what I mean? Don't just give away the answer. That's not as fun. I want to grow my brain here. I love playing the puzzles together, though. Spade. Hands? So extra. Does somebody have an extra hand? Like lend a helping hand? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? So extra. Extra hands. Apart. Rampart. There's quite a few like hidden words in here. That's the other thing. If you're like stuck, then you can find words in here. Like here's bees, and it leads back to this to give you extra points for a hint. Oh, artist. A-R. Oh, in the bottom. A-R. It looks like artists. Art. There's no I, though. Memo. What does hands have to do with anything? Extra. So extra. So extra hands? What does that mean? Okay. I think I'm getting the theme. So extra. These are things you would have an extra of, like an extra set of keys. But I'm still really hung up on this word hands here. What is going on there? What do you mean, lend an extra hand? So there is actually a limit. See, I said art, but it's too short. So there are, I think the limit is 3 letters. You can't have something that's 3 letters. So, an extra chair. What are you going to have extra of? Charring? What? But that leaves these 2 letters by themselves. Ears? Well, if you got hands, you might have ears too. I almost see the word share. What? Why is the ing there? We also haven't found the spangram, and the spangram, I should mention, goes all the way across from left to right or up and down. That sort of shows the true meaning of the theme, right? Once you have it kind of fully unraveled, then it will start making more sense. Like, so extra. You'd have an extra set of keys. Extra set of hands? Extra set of spiders. We might need a hint today. Mocha? Oh my gosh. Extra set of coffee, mocha. Scribbles. Yeah, exactly. Scribbles on your brain. That's kind of how I feel right now. Yeah, if you guys see something, chime in the chat. I would love your help here. Because I am just... I think it's the word hands that threw me off. Extra set of hands. Side bets. Do you see arms? Where do you see arms? I see AR. See arms, but then that leaves the T orphaned in the middle. Like at this point, I'm kind of looking through, trying to see the spangram even, right? Like doubles of something. Spare parts. Spare hand. Spare keys. Oh my gosh, what if it's spare? Spare what? Oh my gosh, that's got to be the spangram. Spare. SPAR. Oh, maybe just spares. Oh, so smart. So smart, Adam. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Adam hit the nail on the head. Spares. Okay, look at this. Spare moment, spare hands, spare parts, spare keys. Yes. Spare tires. Spare change. See, once you get the spangram, the true meaning starts coming out. You know what I mean? It just starts rolling. Yeah, Adam, you're awesome. You hit the nail on the head. All right, it says we got 7 out of 9, which means there are 2 more. We've already got the spangram that went from left to right there. Spare. Spare motor. Oh, spare time. That's funny. Spare bedroom. That's great. Oh, gosh. See, that one takes a while. It takes some real brain power. But, man, it turns out, once you finally get it. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Okay, that took a sec to kind of let that one rest upon us. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Okay, awesome. So extra. These are spare things. You'd have spare things. A spare set of keys, spare time, spare bedroom. That's so great. Spare tires. Spare change. Can you spare some change? Spare moment, spare parts, and spare hands. Any spare moment I have, I end up usually giving to my kids. Or play outside or play Smash Bros. Or something. Cool. All right. Well, I like that one, actually. That's really good. I forgot to look it up. I was telling my wife about how yesterday when I did the Strands puzzle, a bunch of people in the chat were like, your Strands looks different than mine. And come to find out, I don't know if this is true. Maybe I'll look this up real quick. Okay, here they say on Reddit about it. Daily thread for the Strands puzzle, da-da-da. No poking fun here. It's been changed. New York Times Games was responsive. The name derives from the first lines. Here, let me see if I can search it up. I'm sure all these puzzles are scheduled well in advance, but I'm surprised they kept this one given the Camp Mystic tragedy. Yeah, there was it was poorly timed. They schedule them way in advance. The puzzle yesterday that I did had nothing to do with this. It was like the health and beauty section in a pharmacy. You know, you buy groceries at a pharmacy, different things other than prescriptions that you would do at a pharmacy. Pharmacies now, you know, a CVS or a Rite Aid or something, feel more like a convenience store, not a pharmacy. But anyway, the puzzle, a bunch of people in the chat were like, "Hey, this is totally different," and I was like, "What do you mean?" And they said, "Well, it used to be Hello Mudda, Hello Fada," which is, you know, that classic old song. Maybe you guys have never even heard. Maybe I'm just old. It goes, "Hello Mudda, Hello Fada, I'm having fun at Camp Granada." Da, 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 da. But it was poorly timed because of the tragedy of that huge flood that happened in Texas. And a ton of girls, sadly, you know, are unaccounted for because of this flood and the rain. And it even talks about, you know, I'll have more fun when it stops raining. So it was not in poor taste. It was just bad timing, right? It was just, you know, they wanted to talk about a fun summer camp. But sadly, it hit too close to home, having, you know, only a few days before this huge flooding rain that rocked this summer camp where tons of girls went missing. Oh, it's just so sad. So sad. So anyway, that was a little poor timing, but it's okay. We'll we were happy playing the Strands puzzle they did give us. Okay, and then we'll play an awesome one called Letterboxed. I love Letterboxed. This is a really great one. This is another one that takes a lot of brain power, really wakes you up in the morning. So, Sander, if you're like, well, I want to wake up my brain, you know, my brain is too turned off for this. This one will absolutely wake up your brain. So, basically, Letterboxd, we've got these 12 letters, 3 on each side, and we are trying to use up all 12 of these letters in 4 words or less. And we can't use 2 on the same side. So if I had, like, I don't know, whatever, fact. I can't say fact because F-A works, but then C-T, right? C-T is on the same side. You can't do that. Also, you can't double letters, right? So like an SS word or an LL word. And the last letter of the first word is the first starting letter of the second word. So like if I end a word on a T, then the next word starts with a T. So they chain together, right? So let's just kind of familiarize ourselves with this puzzle. I've got a C, a T, and an O. I've got an I, A, and D, M, L, H, S, U, and F. All right. The first word that came to my head was flush, but sadly I can't play flush because U and S are on the same side. There's no E in this puzzle. Yesterday there were only 3 vowels to work with, and today we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got an O, a U, an A, and an I. I have an H. How do we get rid of this H? S-H, T-H. A couple good options there. There's no R in the puzzle. Can't do CT. Mold. Adam said play hat. See, the problem is we can only do this in 4 words. If we do this in less than 4 words, then see, I want to be able to do this in as efficiently as possible. Every day they come up with like the ultimate answer, which is solving it in 2. Oh, you're good, Sandra. You can come and go as you please. I'm here for you. I am here for you. It's about an hour every day, right? So if you're just like tuning in, tuning out, that's great. Just if you want to see it every day, drop a like, consider subscribing, because then I'll just come up into your feed whenever I go live. It's usually, so I don't know if some of you guys don't know this. I'm a teacher, and it's summer right now, and so we're on summer break, which, hallelujah, thank goodness we're on summer break right now. But usually I just do the puzzles right after school, right? Just like the bell rings, boom, I'm home, I do the puzzles. During the summer, I get to do them in the morning, right? So I kind of get a different crew. Some people, only go in the afternoon. Some people are in that early morning. And what's cool is that some people, people are tuning in from all over the world, right? And so when I say, hey, good morning, it's actually late at night, and it's soon to be Wednesday for some people, which is just awesome. This worldwide audience. Okay, so let's try mold and see where that takes us, because now we're starting on a D, and we could do... Oh, there's no Y. Boy, that's a word. That's a college level word right there. Duality. There's no E either. I could say dualities. That's okay. There's no R. All right. I'm going to restart the puzzle. So exactly 4 words, you can absolutely solve it in less, right? If you can solve it in 2 words super efficiently, awesome. If you can solve it in 3 words, that's great, right? You're 1 under par. But you don't want to solve it in 5 words because it says, hey, try to solve it in 4. Some days it's easier and they say solve it in 4. Today apparently is easier letters. I'm having a hard time struggling with it. Sometimes you have to do it in 5. Sometimes you have to do it in 6. 6 usually is there's a bunch of tricky letters. They throw a Z in there or something. It's like, what the heck do I do with a Z? Let's try it. Let's try fact. F-A. Oh, can't do fact because CT is on the same side. I want to play fact. Oh, there's no N. Fashion. That's another good word. Fashion. Okay. Let's try... we can't play lust. U and S are on the same side. There's no E. Dang it. I was going to play choice. Choice is a good word too, but I can't play choice. This is a tricky one. For having to only solve it in 4 words, this is a very tricky puzzle. Oh my gosh. Wasn't this the word we started the Wordle? Didn't we start the... Hold on. I'm going to go back. Yeah, we started with moist in the Wordle. Oh, that's so funny. Well, people hate that word, I know, but that's a word. That's so funny. Okay, I'm going to write down some of these words. Let's see. Moist. What were the other words we played? Hat. Can't play fact. Wait, can we? No, we can't play fact. Let's keep the word moist in mind, though, even though people hate it. All right, I'm going to restart again. Isn't champ a word? There's no P for chap. Champ? Oh, we could play champ. Isn't that a word? Doesn't that mean hot in French? Child, called. I don't know how you pronounce that even. Chats. Soil. Oh, I can't play fluid. Look, F-L-U-I-D, but the I and D are on the same side. Slim. Oh, let me back up. Slim might work. Slim. And then we're on the M again. Ooh, we could play the British way to spell mold. Okay, and then we just need one more word. Something with a D that has an F in it somewhere. So, oh boy. I feel like we're onto something here, guys. Is Dolph a word? Dolph is not a word. I do too. I have so many words in my brain. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to write down these words in case we need to erase them. I keep a little sticky note pad next to me here. Chats. That looked like a number 5 instead of an S. Slim. And then mold. I think I got it. Okay, ready? It's a PH. Dang it. I thought I had it. Phallic. Something inappropriately shaped is phallic. Crumbs. All that for a letter F. Okay, how do we get rid of... Floatic. Flotilla. I don't think that's how you spell it, though. Flotilla. Float. Dang it. I erased the whole thing. I mean, I could put it back. Chat, slim, and mold. Dang it. Aftic. I'm trying to think of something that has an F and ends with a C. Because then we can play chat, slim, and mold. Chats. Let's see, that has an F in it. Chafe. If you rub your legs together when you're running and you get blister on your inside of your leg, chafe. How do you spell chauffeur? That sound like it's in there. Chauffeur. All right, we did chats already. Golly. Flack. I really want to make this work because I have 3 great words that the only thing is I can't figure out how to end on the F. Look, here, we'll do it. Chats. Chats. And then slim. Because there's no... if there was an E, we could do a million things. Could play slims, but then we're not on the M for mold. Oh, funny. I see a word in Portuguese that I could play, safado. That's really funny. Okay, so maybe slims is not the answer. Maybe we do play mold. M-O-U-L-D. We could play the F or the S again. Molds. I can't even think of a word that has an F in it. Fail, F-A. Oh, dang it. The A and the I are on the same side. Yeah, spout them out. I want to hear. What's an F word that we could use here? Not the F word. Come on, guys. You could play fast. Oh, if we could double the F, we could play stiff. If we had an E, we could play stifle. See, there's always just one thing I'm missing. Man. Or if there was an R, I could play scarf. Scaff. OLD. If I could play two Fs, I could play scaffold. Scaffold. There's two Fs in scaffold. Golly, guys. Okay, let's start with the F, because we got to get rid of the F first. How about fact? No. What was the word I had? Fail. Oh, shoot. Now I forget the F word. What was the word that we played? Oh, my gosh. I had it in my head. What was it? I should have written it down. I have a sticky notepad just for this. Fashion. Here. Fish. Play fish. There we go. How about... halal. Oh, it's like blessed and approved for Muslims. Halal. It's like kosher for Jews. Loud. All right, I'm going to write these words down, too, because this is... Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we've got fish. Halal. I had a word in my head. I was like, oh, I could use that for the F. Erase the puzzle. And now I can't think of it. How about foam? There you go, foam. And we could play moist. What was the other one I said? Oh, not that ends on a T. I don't have one that ends on a T. Thud. Thud's a good word. But then what's our fourth word? Because it could go like D... D-O. How about thuds? Thuds. And then our last word we play... see, again, if we had an E, we could finish it right here. Scalt. Slack'em. Sclam. Oh my gosh, you guys, my brain's gonna explode. fish. Let's see, what did we play? Foam. We already played fish. I don't need to write fish again. Moist could lead to thuds. And then that leaves us a C and an L. It's this darn F that's screwing me up. I could almost play the word scaffold. I mean, there's so many almost words in here. Bah. Wait, what? Flick is a word? Oh my gosh, okay. Well, we have a C. Hold on. Chats, flick. What the heck does that mean? Flick, and then slim. Oh my gosh, we're doing it right here. Ready? M-O-U-L-D. Mold. What a puzzle. Jeepers creepers. Oh my gosh, I was working on that one forever. Okay, so the F we started with that was like the hinge pin of this whole stupid puzzle. Flick. Sure, I don't even care what that word means. Flick. F-L-I-C without a K. I know what flick means, but not flick without the K. And the C led to chats, the S led to slim, and the M led to mold. All right, well, glad we figured that one out. That took a super long time to figure out. All right, let's recap. By the way, if you like what you're seeing, consider subscribing. We do this every day. So if you want to see it come up in your feed, you know, and then you click on it, you get to do the puzzles with me. I mean, it's so fun to just do these together. I love it. It's super fun. You know, the chat is always buzzing, and we're having a good time. So consider subscribing, and we'll do the puzzles together. It's just really fun. Okay, so the connections puzzle today, we nearly did in rainbow order, yellow, green, blue, and then purple, but a little bit different. We did yellow, and then blue, and then green, and then purple. So close enough. So the first one was liaison, kind of a laissez-faire fling that you might have. You might have an affair, a fling, a relation, right? Relations. Or a thing. It's a thing we have. A get-together. The blue category is something entered for access. You might enter a code, a key, a password, or a PIN number to get in. Scene in a locker room. A bench, a locker, of course, a mirror, a scale, sweaty men. What else are you going to see in a locker room? Showers. It's funny. Okay, and then the purple category was John's. John Candy, John Carpenter, Johnny Legend, and then Johnny Major. I was going to look that one up too. Who's Johnny Major? I feel like I've heard the word. Or the name, I mean. John Major. Oh, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Okay. Well, that's a new one to me. Cool. I'm not in the United Kingdom, so I don't know that. Okay, and then the mini crossword was really fun. Concern for a dentist and for a nuclear physicist. You're worried about decay. A dentist worries about decay in your teeth, and then a nuclear physicist worries about the half-life of certain atoms and elements and stuff. Okay, getting married in a hurry is to elope. The world's all-time best-selling book, the Bible. A donut shape, mathematically, is referred to as a torus. Secret collection is a stash. A Lannister always pays his debts. Oft-quoted Game of Thrones lines. Poet T.S. Eliot. 3 down was a hisser with a hood. Ooh, scary. A hooded cobra. Best possible test grade, A+. Ooh, that makes me cringe. Yeesh. Yeah, same. How long we took on the letterbox today made me cringe today. Let's see. We started with, in the Wordle, we started with the word moist, and that was no help at all. And then we tried rung with a W, and that gave us the R in the correct place. It was funny because I was explaining the Wordle this morning, and I was explaining how it worked and all that, and then I got a kind of unconventional way of solving it. It was all greens. Usually don't get all greens. It's usually a mix of yellows and greens. Green means it's correct in the right place. Yellow means it's a correct letter but in the wrong place. Sort of like Mastermind, if you've ever played that game with the little colored pegs. And then a third non-intersecting word was plead. And hot dog, that gave me all 4 letters. And so it was either bread or dread or cred. Somebody said cred, but I don't think that's how it's spelled. And that's exactly what it was. So dread. The letterbox filled me with dread today. Oh, and then the Strands puzzle. So extra. These are things you might have spares of. Spare keys, lend a spare hand, spare time, spare bedroom, borrow some spare change, spare tires. I was like, what is that? Serite? What is? No, it's backwards. Spare moment. I don't have a spare moment to myself. Spare hands and spare parts for fixing your vehicle or something. All right, and then letterbox, we finished off. Oh my gosh, this one took forever. I am so sorry, you guys. It usually doesn't take this long. But flick, sure, why not? Flick is a word, apparently, without the K. So flick led to chats, and then the S led to slim, and then the M led to mold in the British way. Mold. All right, well, if you like what you see, consider subscribing. We do this every day, so I'll come right into your feed, and we just do the puzzles together. It's really fun to do these New York Times games together. So, yeah. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Thanks for a great stream. Thanks for a fun chat. Thanks for putting up with me taking an hour and a half on the letterbox. No, it wasn't that long, but it was quite a while. We struggled with the letterbox. It was like 20 minutes staring at this stupid puzzle. They said solve in 4 words, but really that probably could have been a five-word puzzle. I was going to look up how did they solve it yesterday, too. Jumbo and overgrowth. Sure. Awesome. All right. Well, you guys are awesome, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.